Hi, it's Dark Shades Without the Shades again, and this is the second part of Do You Have a Choice? And I was reflecting on the earlier video when I mentioned about teenagers and, date rape and somebody being raped, and I said they didn't have a choice. And I kind of thought about it, unless a person is walking her dog or something, or walking late at night. Well, there's a series of things here now, because I've started thinking maybe she didn't have a choice in the act of rape itself. But leading up to that situation, there was a series of choices she could have made. Now, with regard to date rape, I guess that person could have refused to go off with that person. And in the case of a random rape, that person might have been walking late at night, might have been early in the morning, and she may have chosen to take friends with her or not walk home alone. So there are some choices that could have been made preceding that. So I'm not minimizing those who have been abused, and I'm not saying that those people who have been raped or abused, that they deserved it. I'm just kind of going back, thinking about choices, thinking about what could that individual have done that might have not put her in that position. Now, when I think about if we ever had a choice, I can think about women's liberation when men had all the money, they had the wives' money and they had their money. Women did not have contraception, so they had to have babies, or they had to do that safe cycle of every 28 days. There was also no right for abortion, so if somebody was raped and they were pregnant, they couldn't get rid of it. And in the case of forced marriages in certain cultures, those young girls do not have a choice. So there's a series of things going on here where choice comes into that. Now, the law has made it such that I think the marital law, the Marital Act, enables now for women to have their own money. Women's liberation has also enabled women to have freedom of choice. The Abortion Act has also allowed women to have an abortion up to 24 weeks. And then, of course, you have the contraceptive pill now. So now women are being able to make that kind of choice. Now, what about choices in our homes? Now, you would think, okay, I'm in my house, the door is shut, I can do anything I like. But what about that police officer who was found to have all those images of children on his PC? Because he was in the confines of his home, did he have the choice to look at naked children and, all of those awful images that he had on the computer? He had a choice. But, that kind of choice puts children at risk, and it could put other people at risk. So what about when people watch porn? Is that putting anybody at risk if it's in the confines of your own home? Do you have the choice to do whatever you like in your own home? What about the terrorists? They build bombs in their own home. So having a choice has to come with boundaries, has to come with a sense of responsibility, and it has to come with a sense of law. You have to abide by the law, even in your own home. And that's why the police can just literally knock off your door if they hear that, you're building explosives in your house, because at certain points you don't have a choice what you're doing in your house. What about people who grow weed in their house? It's their house. You'd think, okay, it's my house. I'm using the electricity. I'm doing what I want. But once again, you don't have that choice. That is because you're growing an illegal substance as far as the law is concerned. What about right to privacy? Do you have the choice? When you think about CCTV cameras, you think about Facebook and you think about WhatsApp, all those intrusive mechanisms that are watching you all the time. You don't really have a choice. If you're going down the street and a CCTV camera is taking a photograph of you, you don't have a choice. Like those people in the carnival with the biometric scanning, they didn't have a choice, did they? As long as they were at the, well, you had a choice of going to the carnival and having your face scanned, but apart from that, you don't have a choice. When you're going through the barricades at the airports, you have to be searched. You don't have a choice. So you have to ask yourself, do we really have choices? And if so, what kind of choices do we have? I think the choices that we do have are very superficial choices. Like you can go and choose what you want to eat for dinner, or you can choose the job. But there again, even if you go for a job, you can choose a job. It doesn't mean you're going to get selected, does it? So I kind of think about, the biometric cards, and, the microchip and all of those kind of things. At some point, you're going to be forced to use it because they're going to make it so difficult for you to buy and sell anything. You're going to be forced to have it. So you won't have a choice in that. You might have a say, but you won't have a choice. I think that because of all of these implied choices that we're supposed to have, we're supposed to be a free people. According to the human rights law, we're supposed to be free people. We're supposed to have a choice of where we want to go. We're supposed to be able to leave the country when we want. But we can't because of terrorism and because of other incidences. Some people can't leave their countries. People in Jamaica, for example, they can't just get up on a plane and leave the country. They don't have a choice because there's stringent measures to keep them where they are. And we can't just walk out and go where we want to anymore because, we can, but then we have to stand in line for goodness and about 3 hours. We have to go through the humiliation of being searched if God forbid they suspect you of something. So what kind of choices do we really have? I am going to go into part 3 and the final part. And if you've got any comments, please write them down. And if you want to subscribe, I'd be happy. I'd welcome you.